In a dense and vast forest so deep you could get lost just by looking at it lived a mighty lion named Sarmad. He wasn't just any lion. He was the king, the ruler of every tree, every river, and every creature in that jungle. His power was legendary. When he walked, the ground seemed to tremble. All the other animals lived in constant fear of him. None dared to even whisper in his presence, let alone speak. Sarmad was incredibly proud of his strength. He believed he was invincible. Every single day after his hunt, he would climb to the highest hill, fill his lungs with air, and let out a deafening roar that echoed through the valleys. "I am the king of the jungle," he would thunder. "No one can challenge me. No one is stronger than I am." His voice was a promise of his might, and a warning to all who heard it. The entire jungle would fall silent, listening to the declaration of its tyrannical ruler. But in a quiet, overlooked corner of this very forest lived a small rabbit named Chintu. Compared to the magnificent lion, Chintu was tiny, almost insignificant. He was small and physically weak, but what he lacked in size, he more than made up for in cleverness and wit. Chintu was the heart of his community. He was always making others laugh with his jokes and stories, and he was the first to offer a helping hand whenever anyone was in trouble. He was loved by everyone. Yet, even cheerful Chintu was deeply troubled by the lion's cruelty. He saw the fear in his friend's eyes and the sadness that had settled over their beautiful home. The lion's reign was a dark cloud that blocked the sun for everyone. As time went on, Sarmad's arrogance only grew bigger and more dangerous. It was like a fire that needed more and more fuel. He started killing for sport, not just for hunger. Every day, a new animal would become a victim of his power trip, whether he needed to eat or not. The jungle, once a place of harmony, became a land of terror and grief. One afternoon, the leader of the monkeys, a wise old fellow named Gulu, couldn't bear it any longer. He called a secret meeting, gathering all the animals of the jungle under the shade of an ancient banyan tree. With a heavy heart, Gulu said, "Friends, we cannot go on like this. If we don't do something soon, this lion will destroy our entire forest. He will leave no one behind." A wave of fear washed over the crowd. The animals looked at each other, their eyes wide with panic. Who could possibly stand up to Sarmad? The very thought was terrifying. No one dared to step forward. Then a small, calm voice broke the tense silence. It was Chintu the rabbit. "If you all support me," he said, his voice surprisingly steady, "I know a way we can teach the lion a lesson he will never forget." A ripple of disbelief went through the crowd. Some of the larger animals couldn't help but chuckle. "Oh, Chintu." A big bear grumbled, "You're so small. The lion will crush you in an instant." This is no time for jokes, but Chintu simply smiled, a knowing and confident smile. He looked around at his worried friends and said, "My dear friends, battles aren't always won by strength and size. Sometimes they are won by brains and courage." There was something in his voice that made everyone pause. Maybe, just maybe, he was right. The very next day, putting his brave plan into action, Chintu hopped toward the lion's den. When Sarmad the lion saw the little rabbit approaching, he let out a deep, mocking laugh. "Well, well, look what we have here. A little rabbit coming to me all by yourself? Are you tired of living, little one?" His voice boomed, expecting the rabbit to tremble, but Chintu didn't flinch. He bowed respectfully and said, "Your Majesty, I have not come to be your meal. I have come with an important, urgent message for you." The lion, who was used to seeing everyone cower in fear, was intrigued by the rabbit's bravery. He leaned forward, his massive head blocking the sun. "A message?" he growled. "What message could be so important?" Chintu took a deep breath. "Your Majesty," he began, his voice filled with urgency, "another lion has entered our jungle. He is telling everyone that he is the new king. He claims that he is the true king of this jungle. And he says that he is much stronger than you." The moment those words left Chintu's mouth, Sarmad exploded in a fit of fury. "What?" he roared, his voice shaking the trees. "Another lion? In my jungle? How dare he? I will show him who the real king is. I will tear him to pieces." The lion's pride was wounded and his rage was terrifying to behold. Chintu had to hide a small smile. The trap was set. "Yes, your Majesty," Chintu said, pretending to be frightened. He is waiting for you near a dark cave on the other side of the forest. Please come with me. I will show you where he is." Blinded by his anger and arrogance, the lion followed the little rabbit without a second thought. Chintu led the furious lion through winding paths and thick bush until they arrived at a deep, dark cave. A sense of mystery and dampness hung in the air. Inside the cave there was a large, ancient pond. The water was so still and clear that it shone like a giant, polished mirror, reflecting the cave ceiling perfectly. Chintu pointed a paw towards the dark water. "Your Majesty, he's in there," he whispered, "but he is very clever. I think he saw you coming and hid himself." The lion didn't need any more convincing. He stomped to the edge of the pond, his eyes blazing with fury. He peered into the darkness and shouted, "Come out, you coward! I am Sarmad, the true king of this jungle. Show yourself." As he roared, his reflection appeared in the mirror-like water. In the dim light of the cave, Sarmad saw another powerful lion, just as big as him, roaring back from the depths of the pond. He thought it was the challenger, mocking him. Consumed by rage, he roared again, even louder this time. And of course, the reflection did the exact same thing. That was the last straw. The lion went absolutely mad with rage. "You dare challenge me in my own kingdom?" he bellowed, his voice echoing crazily inside the cave. With a final, furious roar, he leaped straight at his own reflection, aiming to destroy the rival lion once and for all. He plunged headfirst into the deep, cold water of the pond. There was a loud splash, a great, gurgling echo that filled the cave, and then a chilling silence. The king was gone. All the other animals, who had secretly and cautiously followed Chintu to the cave, watched the entire scene unfold from the shadows. They stood in complete astonishment. The cruel, tyrannical king of the jungle, the one they all feared so much, had been defeated not by a great army, but by his own pride. He had drowned in his own reflection. As the ripples in the water settled, Chintu turned to the amazed crowd and said calmly, "Strength without wisdom leads only to destruction." A moment of silence was followed by an eruption of cheers and applause. The jungle was free. From that day forward, peace and happiness returned to the forest. The animals decided together that they would have no king anymore. They would all live together as equals, helping one another in a community built on respect and friendship. And they gave Chintu a special new title, one he truly deserved, the King of Wisdom. And so it was that a small, clever rabbit, using his mind instead of his muscle, set the entire jungle free from tyranny. The story of Sarmad and Chintu teaches us a timeless lesson. Pride, whether in humans or animals, almost always leads to a person's own downfall. It blinds us to the truth and makes us our own worst enemy. The greatest powers we can ever possess are not strength or status, but wisdom, patience, and true friendship. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this story and the lesson it holds, please consider liking this video and subscribing to our channel for more tales of wisdom. We'll see you in the next one.